The PTO has several annual fundraisers, which include STEM Gives, Colorado Gives Day, Last Chance to Give, restaurant nights, club fundraisers, events, and also retail reward programs. Our current total for this school year so far is almost $85,000.
Can somebody give us 75 cents?
The PTO offers an assortment of events throughout the school year. As you can see by the list, we strive to include activities that will appeal to all of our many age ranges, kindergarten through 12th grade. Our next school-wide event, STEM Fest, will happen here on March 30th, so save the date. Next, I would like to tell you about the types of funds that we granted to the school between January and August 2018. A new all-school PA system, new school exterior sign, wireless microphones for the Performing Arts Department, and an elementary smart screen. We also supported teacher, staff, and classrooms, along with students, clubs, and enrichment. For our most recent grant funding cycle, we were able to fund a variety of items all across the school, including $5,000 for construction toward the new playfield. As you can see on the list, these items total over $32,000. The PTO would like to give a huge thank you to everyone that has contributed. Looking ahead, our spring granting cycle will be at our April 10th meeting. We will soon be deciding if we'll do a summer grant cycle, and then the next grant meeting will be in the fall on September 11th.
We are grateful to be able to provide numerous opportunities for the entire community, from welcoming our kindergartners on a gold carpet ceremony on their very first day of school, to the senior graduation signs to celebrate their accomplishments on their very last day. We do so many things for our students, our teachers, our staff. Our list would be a mile long. Our parents are the backbone of our organization. Without your help, we could not do so many of our gatherings to help build this strong community, as you can see all the stuff that we do behind me. What is most important is getting involved. A simple yes can strengthen the experiences your students have at STEM. Volunteering is the cornerstone of every charter school, and the STEM PTO would like you to come help us be more successful. Come visit our new website. It's stempto.com, very easy now to remember. And you will see a ton of wonderful opportunities that you can do and volunteer for throughout the year. We have so many announcements, and most importantly, how you can join and jump in and be a key member of the PTO. Thank you all.
Please join us at our next meeting, which will be March 13th. We have our monthly meetings are the second Wednesday of the month, 6:30 p.m. in the sink. Thank you.
Hey, thank you to all of our volunteers, both formal volunteers, but also informal. We all appreciate your support in whatever way you're able to offer that support. So it is now time for us to move into our question and answer period. So if anyone has a question, you can come on over here. Are we able to use that little mic?
Check.
Awesome. Okay, and if you don't mind, just stating your question into the mic, and then whoever is the appropriate person to answer your question.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Okay, you hear it? So I'm an engineer. I'm going to start with numbers. Currently, STEM is at our maximum capacity of roughly 1,800 students, and we've got about 1,000 students on the waiting list. And that generally translates into 600 students in the high school, 600 in the middle school, and 600 in the elementary school. And I would like to know what the plan is going forward to accommodate the 200 kids per class in the middle school as they transfer to the high school. Will now be, instead of 600 students, would be 800 students, which is 200 students past our maximum capacity. I would really like to know what the plan is to accommodate those students as they move through the high school.
So that's the ticket.
Just leave that on.
Just leave it up. One more time. Okay. I should have said, would you mind stating your name and also perhaps your grades of your students?
Right, I'm Erin Gomez. I have an 8th grade son, and I'm a PTO SAC member.
Awesome, great. So great question. The question is, we have about 250 students in our 8th grade class. What happens if that 250 each year continues into the high school? So we have spent the past several years looking at these numbers very closely, and usually we see about a quarter to a third of students leave at the 8th to 9th grade transition. So our registrar, she has incredible capacity in this area, and so she predicts that our freshman class will maintain about 200, and then it does dwindle a little bit as we go through the years. We are rebalancing, in fact we're rebalancing across the whole K-12 to ensure that we have the classroom and space appropriate to maintain a 600, 600, 600 split. Right now, our middle school is a little bit of a bubble, but throughout the years, that bubble will decrease. Right now, we're only accepting about 200 6th graders. So by the time those folks get to 8th grade and then move into the high school, our numbers should be balanced.
Okay, thank you, Leanne, but assuming that, supposing that 25% to a third of your people are going to not continue through high school does not constitute a plan to me. Because suppose they don't. Also, you have 1,000 students waiting to get in who would love to take those 50 spots or more. So I would really like the administration, board of directors, somebody to come up with a plan if all those students don't just disappear out into the ether. I'd really like to see some kind of consideration that maybe all of those students really do continue through high school and you don't go from, you know, 600 to 600. You actually do go to the 800. So I'd really like to see somebody in the school try and consider that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Arrington, you wanted to comment on that?
I think it's a good point that you raise about the drop-off between 8th and 9th in the high school. And I have a kind of unique perspective tonight in that because I represent dozens and dozens of charter schools across the state for the last 25 years. And the fact of the matter is that every single charter school, there's a huge, I started a high school in the 90s, and we saw that drop-off from 8th to 9th. Every charter school sees that drop-off from 8th to 9th, and therefore not to plan for that drop-off would be foolish. And so, what's the reason for that? And the reason for that is primarily bells and whistles. You guys obviously have the most wonderful academic program in the county, but you don't offer all the bells and whistles down the street at the neighborhood high schools, and kids who are more interested in bells and whistles than academics sometimes. That's the reason for that drop-off. And it's not just it. It's every K-12 charter school. There's a huge drop-off between 8th and 9th.
Okay, thank you. Still like to see a plan.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
How is the oh god, I just read the school board? How is that formed in the first place?
Great question. Mr. Martinez? Great, please.
I'm Ben Lemos. I'm a freshman.
So, the specific, how is the school board formed or
Yeah.
elected or?
Elected formed, yeah.
Okay, well, right now we have 9 members. 3 are required to be parent members. 6, it's open. In the past, we've only been required to have 2 parent members. And actually, in our original charter application was approved by the district, we had 5 board members, only 1 was required to be a parent. So slowly we've added on additional parent members. If you look at the bylaws, which the parents approved in August, you'll see that we're stinking up where 2 open positions will be chosen every year and 1 parent position, reserved position, will be chosen every year. Does that help answer?
Yeah, yeah. So of those non-parent positions, who fills those positions? Not necessarily their name, but like, what interest do those people bring? Are they, like a professor or something, someone who has an interest in academic systems, or are they just people who want to privatize schools?
Actually, we do have a board member who is a professor, so he handles all the academic advisement for us. Really, the non-parent required board members, we're just looking to fill needs at the school. So we have a board member who is brilliant with finance, and I think she, along with Star Ake, our CFO, is the reason why the school performs so well financially. So those positions, we try to fill them within the parent ranks if we can, but if we can't, then we start recruiting and try to find someone who's willing to volunteer and has those particular skill sets. So.
Cool, thanks.
Thank you. Also, I forgot to introduce Tom Wendling, who's one of our board members. So I owe him lunch now.
So I just wanted to piggyback a little bit on what he was asking. I think the one thing that the school has done amazingly well is their problem-based learning. And with that outcome came teacher hiring, which was teachers, staff, parents, as well as students, to all be on to hire a teacher. Ultimately, we don't get the final say, it goes for the school, but I was wondering if that was maybe a model that our board would like to look at as a representation of who gets through the nomination process. Because I think it's been working so well for the school, and I know that our parents seem very engaged in that, and I was wondering if that was maybe an option that our board would like to look at.
So the question was, we as a school, in hiring teachers, we've transitioned to this hiring process where we include parents, students, staff on the hiring panel. And so I think Kelly, and this is Kelly Marie Paulson, her question is the board at all interested in engaging that same type of hiring process or recruitment process perhaps?
For the board?
For the board member positions, yes.
And again, ultimately, I know that we don't have the final say of who gets hired, but it's kind of nice to have that feedback.
Actually, yeah, if we can get more parents to apply. There was a parent last year who challenged us and said we weren't selecting parent board members properly. And so I looked into it, and she was actually right. We were supposed to have an election, which we have had in the past, but the way the bylaws read, and the way the Colorado Nonprofit Corporation Act reads, we're required to have at least 25% of the members vote to make it valid. So when we had maybe 25 or 30 parents vote, we weren't meeting the minimum requirements. So with Barry Arrington, our attorney, we came up with a 2-part process. One is try to get enough parents to participate, and if they can't, then seek to badger parents into participating anyhow by volunteering. So I know I heard some feedback that some of our criteria for being a board member seems a bit onerous or intimidating, and actually what I think that was not intentional. I think what it is we self-assess ourselves as board members every year and list all the things we're weak in, and then put that out to the parents to try to fill those roles. So whatever's listed there is basically we're listing our weaknesses. So, does that help? Or and in terms of participation, yes. And I think according to our bylaws, we will have a parent election to elect a parent board member in May. But we do have a backup in case not enough parents vote.
Any other questions?
Sorry, I'm back. All right. mentioned students having a say in hiring processes. Who are these students, and what's the structure that these students have to have a say in it? Is it the student government kids, or is it random selection, or is it just kids who hold prestigious positions and merit things, or what?
I'm trying to remember. I think our students were student council.
We did. We solicited students from student council last year, so we had 2 representatives from high school, 2 from middle, and 2 from elementary. And they took turns coming into our first round of interviews, which included like a group interview. So we brought our candidates in and they met with students that asked student-specific questions. They met with admin who asked specific questions, parent group. Some of you helped us with that as well as teachers.
So they were students from student government, and they were given the appropriate questions so that they asked each candidate the same questions.
In the future, would there be any other way for students to get involved? Because I find that most kids in student government, at least from what I know, approach things the same way, or they're usually A students anyway, so they have a certain kind of perspective. Would there be any kind of way to bring the more general kind of population of students into the fold?
That's a great question. I think that's something we can definitely look at, and maybe you have some ideas you could give us on how to recruit and select students for that process. But I think that's very astute. Thank you. You don't mind just state your name and your grades of your students?
Yeah, hi, I'm Patty Kritz. I have a 7th grade daughter at STEM Middle School. And I had a question in regards to compensation philosophy, all the way from the executive director down to the lowest paid non-exempt employee. And when you guys have done maybe a compensation analysis to figure out what the market is for charter schools, or figure out, exactly where you guys fall. Thank you.
Can you speak?
I don't want to touch it. So what we do is we look at Douglas County pay scale, and their pay scale isn't typical of most districts. Douglas County does not have a union that's recognized. And so we want to make sure that we compensate our teachers more than what Douglas County does. So we look at that and then we give it a bump. And we're always looking at that. We're looking to premier charter schools, what they pay. We look at across the nation because we know the #1 asset in this school besides your children is our teachers, and quality teachers. We have to recruit the best, and we have to retain them. And if you can imagine, other schools are looking at our teachers and they're recruiting our teachers. So we have to create a community where they want to stay there. And then looking at the lowest to the highest, we look at our education assistants. We have about 30. You see them on Driveline. You see them in the classroom, you see them at lunch duty. They are so much an integral part of what we do in our school, and we look at what Douglas County offers, and we make sure their starting salary is higher. We do a bonus structure, a retention bonus, so when our personnel come back in the fall, we offer them, depending on their longevity, a bonus. As far as my compensation, the board decides that. And they do an analysis. They look at the executive director pay in this sort of environment that is not typical of the environment. They look at offers that have been made across different states because just like our staff and our excellent admin, all of us get offers. And so my salary is set by the board. So the analysis between lowest and highest, we just make sure that everyone is competitively paid. Does that answer the question? Thank you.
All right, any other questions?
Sarah's Hi, Dan. I'm Maureen Kigman. Hi. I know lots of you guys. I have a 6th grader and 8th grader here, and it's our, 4th year here. So my question is, as Dr. Yu was mentioning, a couple of mentioned, the greatest asset, one of the greatest assets of the school, which is a fantastic school, I believe, is the teachers. So besides financial compensation, what other types of recognition can we think of to help recognize our outstanding teachers? Because I'm not aware of too many. I know our great PTO does a lot of, teacher appreciation and things like that. But say you know of an outstanding educator and you want to recognize them, maybe you can kind of explain, what's out there. What can we do to help recognize these great teachers?
Great question. Thank you. So I think we just had the Apple Award nomination period, which was a great opportunity for families, staff, students to give teachers kind of shout outs. They were able to do video shout outs or written shout outs. And we actually have 4 staff members who moved on from the STEM school pool into the district pool. And so we are very proud of them. I'm not sure if you've seen their pictures in the newsletter. But so that's one way, this kind of district shout out. I think many of our teachers, all of our teachers really, they are in this profession because they love kids and they love to see kids succeed. And I think that some of the best feedback and best appreciation that teachers can receive is a kind note from families, from students. I know that our teachers really take those things to heart. We also have several teachers, one of them who is present here this evening, who has received awards in all sorts of realms, whether it's for their performance in GT education or special education or really just producing an awesome PBL. So we do have lots of different outside agencies that recognize our teachers, but I would say for parents, right now, the best thing a teacher can receive is a kind, positive note from a family.
Do you mind to add how we support their professional development, professional conferences?
So as a school, that's a good point. As a school, we have several kind of other opportunities for teachers to grow and develop their own skill. So through our professional development department, we offer teachers the opportunity to attend professional development of their choosing. So if they see a conference or something that is interesting to them or touches on their passion, then we're able to provide some release time and often sometimes funds to support that. And for very innovative teachers, that's critical because they want to keep growing. That keeps them engaged and excited about learning. And so that's a great benefit that our teachers receive.